Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to the Leading Stars ECCE program brought to you by the Ministry of Education. I am Uncle Matthew, and I will help you to get ready for the day. I hope that you had a good breakfast and that you're ready to get started. Now, we have our circle time. We start our day with the national anthem. So, feet together, hands at your side, stand tall, and here we go. 3, 4. Very good. Now we're going to say the national pledge. We'll be saying this together. 3, 4.
I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of my God and my country. I will honor my parents, my teachers, my leaders, and my elders, and those in authority. I will be clean and honest in all my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. I will strive in everything I do to work together with my fellow men of every creed and race for the greater happiness of all and the honor and glory of my country.
Great job. Now I need you to put your hands together, close your eyes, and bow your head for us to say the school prayer. Are you ready? 3, 4.
Praise be to you, Almighty God, Creator of the universe and all that is in it. We thank you, O Father, for the opportunity which you are giving us to increase our knowledge. May your divine grace enable us to study hard and use what we learn for the good of our fellow citizens. We pray that you will free us from selfishness, lust, greed, anger, and hatred. Warm our hearts with love, fill our minds with understanding, and strengthen our will in the face of difficulties. Help us, O Father, to make our beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago the kind of place you want it to be. A place where human dignity is respected, where equal rights are accorded to all citizens, where hard work is encouraged and rewarded, and where you, O God, reign supreme.
It's time for our good morning songs. You ready to go? Let's sing along.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We hope you have a good time today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We hope you have a good time today.
Good morning, preschool friends, how are you? Good morning, preschool friends, how are you? We're here to work and play, so let's start the day. Good morning, preschool friends, how are you? Good morning, preschool friends, how are you? Good morning, preschool friends, how are you? We're here to work and play, so let's start the day. Good morning, preschool friends, how are you? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Trinidad is my land, and of it I am proud and glad. But I can't understand why some people just talk it mad. But I know all of them, we're running them out. Don't know what they're talking about. They would paint your flag every day, and the right things they would never say. Like our sportsmen being rated among the best. Our scholars have sit and passed every test, and put us alongside the rest. Oh yes, and our beach lake, it's the greatest one of its kind. Our sugar and oil is really refined. So you see, my friends, there's a real King Solomon's mine.
Okay, so we've been standing for a while. It's time to sit down, reach deep into your pockets, take out your listening ears, and prepare for current affairs and story time. Now, you have to listen very carefully because there will be questions after. All right, let's go.
Hello, boys and girls. I am Auntie Mary. We would like to welcome you to another week of story time with the ECCE division. Boys and girls, I promise you we will have lots of fun. I hope you are as excited as I am. We will continue to explore the theme all about me. And this week we will have lots of fun. We have some fun activities lined up. We have calendar clues, letter hunt, and much more. Are you excited? Because I am. Moms and Dad, we appreciate you so much. You are the real superheroes. Thank you for allowing us to come into your homes to share with your little ones. Boys and girls, today we will observe International Day of Peace. What is that all about? Each year, the International Day of Peace is observed around the world on the 21st of September. Yes, boys and girls, you can go and take a look at your calendar right now. Yes, feel free to run and check it out. It's the number 2 and then a 1. And come right back and hear all the wonderful information about the International Day of Peace. The 2020 theme for the International Day of Peace is Shaping Peace Together. What's that theme, boys and girls? Yes, it's Shaping Peace Together. We will celebrate the day by spreading compassion, kindness, and hope in the face of this pandemic. As we struggle to defeat COVID-19, your little voice is very important. In these difficult times of physical distancing, this International Day of Peace will be dedicated to fostering dialogue and collecting ideas. The world will be invited to share and unite, to share thoughts on how to weather the storm. heal our planet and change it for the better. Even though we may not be able to stand next to each other, we can still dream. And remember, we are protecting our planet. Last week, we spoke about becoming guardians of Mother Earth. I hope you remember that. Okay, boys and girls, you have been sitting and listening to Auntie Mary. So let's stand and move around a little bit. Yes, stand and move around. Yes, get those muscles moving, boys and girls. Boys and girls, so it's story time again with Auntie Mary. And this week, we will be doing some old-time stories. I'm sure your mom and dad may know them as well. The name of this story is Winky and the Sapodilla Tree. The tree was so laden with sapodillas that the branch bowed down under the weight. The fruits were large and brown and tempting. With little imagination, you could see the rich syrup just settling under the skin. Some of the fruit were bat-bitten, and the juice had turned to sugar, with the black currant-like seeds sticking out. It hurt the heart to watch over ripe sapodillas that had fallen under the tree. But nothing could be done about that, for the real trouble with the sapodilla tree was that it grew just outside Mr. Farfan's window. Mr. Farfan was no humble giver. In fact, he was the biggest no man ever. However, pleadingly, you would ask for a sapodilla. It was always no with Mr. Farfan. Then he would wonder why the younger generation was growing up so lawless and greedy. And he would say that in his day, as a child, you would never be asking for sapodillas. When he was in a bad mood and we were a little stubborn, he would pull out a big stick from behind the door and have us running and screaming down the road. Winky and I decided not to ask Mr. Farfan for any sapodillas anymore. I said he could stay there and rot with his old sapodillas. Winky said so too. So I was surprised when one day Winky came home panting, his heart full of ripe sapodillas. Where you get them from? I asked. Don't know, he grinned. I was astonished. He gave you? Then I realized how silly I had been. Mr. Farfan would sooner give his soul away than a sapodilla. There was only one explanation to it. Winky had got up early that morning and raided the sapodilla tree. It was a long time before I could persuade Winky to take me on one of his early morning adventures. I had to bribe him with all kinds of things and make all sorts of promises to him. Eventually, he gave in for my brand new spinning top. Still, he was very nervous about taking me along. I was not the sort of partner he liked to have with him when he was doing these things. I was not cut out for Winky's role. I was a little timid and seldom efficient. Not so Winky. He would raid anything at the shortest notice, and he would be so composed you could not think anybody objected. Oh, he said, sizing up the top I offered him. Oh, we'll go, but for Christ's sake, take things easy. If you make Mr. Farfan catch me, it's sure jail. The morning was just right when we went. Not too dark, not too bright. Everything was as still as a cemetery. Winky was to climb and pick the sapodillas, and I was to remain under the tree, catching and putting them in the bag. That was all. I felt a little disappointed that there was nothing heroic about it. Winky sent down the first one, and it slipped through my fingers and burst to the ground. Pop! I could hear him fuming in the branches above. "What is one sapoti?" I cried. "You'll know," he said softly but acidly. "Make them fall and wake up, Mr. Farfan. You'll know what is one sapoti." We got over that and things began to go smoothly. I was catching better and better. I was even catching like an expert with one hand. Whenever Winky saw me doing that, he turned one sour eye on me. But we were getting through fine, and soon our bags was almost full of sapodillas. I told Winky so. "All right, I'll send down these last few. Catch them good, eh?" he said. And then all at once, he seemed to stiffen. I was taken aback. I called up at him. "What happened?" He looked at me and then looked towards the house. He seemed to wilt with fear. He looked at me again, trembling like a leaf. His mouth formed the word, "Farfan!" Pelt me, I raced down the road. The day had cleared when I decided to take a walk back. I was worried. I had been sitting at home all the time waiting for Winky. I was waiting to hear the whole epic. Of course, I knew he would not be caught, but I wanted to hear just how he got away. Almost every day, Winky added a new chapter of heroism to his life. It was not so much what he did, but the way he told you. I always felt that Winky would grow up to write thrillers someday. He had such a way of telling things. Although you might have been there when it happened, it was always a joy to hear Winky relate the event. I knew this would turn out to be a real masterpiece. That is why I waited anxiously for him to come. But he was long in coming. The minutes turned to hours and days. Days dawned full and still he did not arrive. Then it came to me. It came to my head as clear as crystal. As soon as I had fled and Mr. Farfan had come outside, Winky jumped down the tree, had taken up the bag and dashed up the road. Actually, he dashed down the road and not up the road. The cheat! He had gone to the black sage patch where he usually hid things and was swallowing down as many sapodillas as he could. So, I got up, not worried anymore, but angry. Anger and fuming. After all, what had happened was not my fault. I had not made Mr. Farfan open the door and come outside. I walked up the road, anger burning inside of me. I was going straight to demand my share. I was not going to let Winky take my share of sapodillas just because he was bigger than me. Mr. Farfan's door was open when I passed before the house. Timidly, I glanced. Then I held my head straight and walked past. "Morning, Ken." I heard a few more footsteps. As I looked there under the sapodilla tree was Mr. Farfan, his stick in his hand and a bag of sapodilla before him. He was looking across at me smiling. "You like a few sapodillas?" He dipped his hand in the bag. I was dumbfounded. My eyes traveled from him to the sapodilla tree, then up the sapodilla tree. "You want a few sapoti?" he asked again, getting up, but I had already taken off. I ran with everything I had in me. As I ran, the tears streamed down my face. I did not know why I was crying. Perhaps it was because of the way Winky looked at me from up on the branches that melted my heart. I remembered Mr. Farfan's big stick. The thought of it made me weak. I had stopped running and walked the rest of the way home. I could not get Winky out of my mind. I knew it was going to take more than Superman's courage coming down that sapodilla tree. I was sitting at home still crying when I heard a voice outside. I got up in time to see Winky bouncing in the yard. "Get away!" I cried in welcome, wondering how he brought it off. "None for you," he said, grinning. It was then I noticed the basket full of sapodillas. But at the moment, I was not interested in sapodillas. I wanted to know how he got away from Mr. Farfan. "He didn't catch you?" I asked. "Catch me for what?" Winky said. Then he burst out laughing. "The man called you and you run," said Winky. I looked at him puzzled. He laughed and he laughed. Unable to keep it any longer, he told me the truth and I was stunned. Until now, not even the slightest suspicion had dawned on my mind that Winky had been continuously making a fool of me. Lately, he and Mr. Farfan were the best of friends. The end. Boys and girls, this story was something else. What do you think? Have you ever had sapodillas? Do you even know what it looks like? I think you should ask your mom or your dad to take you to the fruit stall to find out about sapodillas and what it looks like. But from the story, we heard that it's what color? Could you remember? Yes, it's brown. It's brown. Very good. Good job. It's brown. And there's what inside of it? If you open it, you're going to see a what? A nice black seed. Good job. I'm proud of you. I see that you all were really listening. But could you tell me the names of the characters in this story? Yes. Good. You heard about Mr. Farfan. Good job. Winky. Yes. But who's the other person? Could you all remember? I'm sure you can if you think about it. Now tell me, boys and girls, what happened in this story? These two boys wanted to get what? Yes, they wanted to get sapodillas. But they were afraid of Mr. Farfan. But eventually, they got the sapodillas. Yes, but they stole it, which I don't want you to practice, right? Think if you want something, you have to ask for it. Well, boys and girls, I know you enjoyed this story because I enjoyed it too. Now it's time to do some moving and it's time to do some singing. So let's stand. Yes, let's stand. And it's singing time, boys and girls.
Kindness, oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. Well, it doesn't take much, and it doesn't take long. No, it doesn't cost a thing, no, and there's no way to do it wrong. You can try it anytime. You can plant it where you want, and you can grow it in your heart, then give it out to everyone. Kindness, oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you will bring a smile to someone's face. And you can put it in your words, in everything you say, in the little things you do, all throughout the day. And you could share it with your neighbor, and you could teach it to a friend, and you could show your mom and dad how the kindness never ends. Yeah. Kindness, kindness. Oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, kindness. Oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. So if you see someone who's had a bad day, and you'd like to try and make them feel okay, just give a little kindness in your own way, because a little bit of kindness goes a long way. All together now. Kindness, kindness. Oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, kindness. Oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. Alright, now everybody sing along. Kindness, kindness. Oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, kindness. Oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. Yeah, you could bring a smile to someone's face.
You will see the world's a better place.
I hope you listened very carefully. Now you're going to do your individual activities for today. I will be back at 10:45 for stories and rhymes. Have a great activity session.
Sorry, Possum. Raccoon asked, I'm bringing King Bear a talking watermelon. Possum answered very proudly. Now, I have heard everything. Raccoon laughed. You haven't heard me talking. And Nancy replied from inside the melon to Raccoon's smart remark. Huh? What? Who said that? Asked Raccoon. I did, said Nancy, really enjoying his trick. You are a silly raccoon for not realizing more than animals have speech. Watermelons are more intelligent than you. Do you believe me now? Asked Possum. Yes, I do, Raccoon said. This smart Alec, watermelon is something the king would want to see. Along the path to King Bear's grand den, Possum and Raccoon came upon Copper, Rat and Squirrel. They each in turn laughed and pointed fingers until they heard the melon's strange little voice themselves. Before long, they all wanted to hear what the king would say about the oddity, so off they went. They arrived. The king, a very grisly-looking bear, had just woken from his afternoon slumber and was a bit grumpy. What is this? He growled as the animals bowed before him. Possum placed the watermelon on a tree stump before King Bear. What am I to do with this? The king asked, continuing before anyone had a chance to answer. I do not need any watermelons. Have acres of watermelons. This one talks, they chimed in unison. King Bear refused to believe he had subjects from a garden patch. He demanded that the melon pay respect to him if the animals spoke the truth. The watermelon just sat there, mum, for the first time all day. What kind of joke is this? The king grumbled. The melon remained silent. I would be a fool to waste more time waiting to see your treacherous trickery, he snarled at the frightened animals. You would be a fool not to wait, piped Nancy from inside the watermelon. Only a fool thinks watermelon can't talk. Fool? Fool? King Bear roared. How dare you call the king foul names? And with that, King Bear picked up the melon in his paws and chucked it as hard and as far as he could. The melon flew through the air and landed with a crack and a thud, pa-prong, splitting wide open. And Nancy was free. What a great day, and Nancy rejoiced. All of this fun had made me hungry again. He began nibbling at a large ripe peach above Possum's patch. Possum returned later that day with a sour look on his face. He picked up his hoe and started digging furiously. "Melons," he cried. "Next year I will grow something else in this patch. You watermelons are nothing but trouble. Perhaps you should grow more peaches." And Nancy said with a mouthful of fuzzy fruit, "The king is sure to listen to a peach." Boys and girls, that was a wonderful story. Again, do you think watermelons can talk? We found out what happened with this watermelon. Yes, we saw what Anansi the spider did. Did you remember? What happened? What did he do? Yes, boys and girls, he ate and he ate and he ate and he became bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, and he could not fit in the hole that he made. And he decided to, yes, pretend. That's the word, pretend he was a talking watermelon. Good job. And they met other people on the way when they were going to tell who? The bear, King Bear. But who did they meet? Could you remember? I hope you can, because they met a raccoon. Very good. Yes, they met a raccoon and a squirrel. Yes, and a rat. Good job, guys. Good job. Give yourself an air high five. Good job. I am so proud of you, and I'm happy that you were listening. So now you can stand up. Yes, straight on your feet, hands up in the air. You can do a little dance because it's time for singing again.
Everyone, be kind to everyone. Be kind to everyone. Be kind to everyone. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. You know it's the right thing to do. Be kind. Say something nice to the people you meet. Be kind. Wave your hands in the air, show you care. Be kind to everyone. Be kind to everyone. Be kind to everyone. Be kind to everyone. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Do a good deed for a friend. Be kind. Use your manners all the time. Be kind. Wave your hands in the air, show you care. Be kind. Be kind to everyone. 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 Be kind, 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 be kind to everyone, 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 be kind to everyone.
Okay, so that was really good. But let's do it one more time. Are you ready? Let's go. Now we're gonna be having some fun with music, rhymes, and finger plays.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, sonnez les matinas, ding ding dong. Are you sleeping, brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding ding dong. Ding ding dong.
Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, I thank you. Run away. Where is Pointer? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, I thank you. Run away.
Where is Tall Man?
Here I am.
How are you this morning?
Very well, I thank you.
Run away.
Where is Ringman?
Here I am.
How are you this morning?
Very well, I thank you.
Run away.
Where is Pinky? Here I am. How are you this morning? Very well, I thank you. Run away. Shut them open, give a little clap. Open, shut them, lay it in your lap. Roll them, just like this. Wave them, give a little clap. Shut them open, give a little clap. Open, shut them, lay it in your lap. Roll them, just like this. Wave them, give a little clap. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Oh, skidamarinka-dinka-ding, skidamarinka-doo. I love you. When I get the steam up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. The incy-wincy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the incy-wincy spider went up the spout again. The incy-wincy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the incy-wincy spider went up the spout again.
You listened very well. It's time for lunch. Before we eat, there's something that we must do. Who knows what it is we should do? That's right, we need to wash our hands with soap before we eat. Remember, lather your hands and wash between your fingers properly. I will be back at 12:30 for recall. Enjoy your lunch. Welcome back, boys and girls, to the Leading Stars ECCE program. I hope you had a delicious lunch. We had a very fun day today. Can you remember what we did? Yes? Well, let's see.
Boys and girls, it is recall time. Yes, recall time is when we go over all what we did for the day. So we started with our story time, and I know you had lots of fun, and I know you listened up to those 2 stories we did, which was Winky and the sapodilla tree, and we did Anansi and the talking watermelon. And you had your individual activity. You did calendar clues, and you also had for your physical activity finding the letters that make up the word Trinidad. I sure that was lots of fun. So guys, to help you remember how to form your numbers, this is what we are going to do. We will start with number 1. Number 1 is like a stick, a straight line that is very quick. Number 2, around and back on the railroad track, 222. That's how we make our number 2. Around A3, around A3. That's the way we make our number 3. Good job. Down and over, down once more. That's the way we make our number 4. Good job. Straight down the line and then around. Hat on top and 5's a clown. Make a curve, then make a loop. There's no tricks to make a 6. Across the sky and down from heaven, that's the way to make a number 7. Make a S and do not wait. Go back up, that's number 8. A loop and a line, and that makes a 9. Straight down, then around. With a grin, that's the way to make a 10. So boys and girls, I hope you had a really fantastic day. Thank you for joining the ECC Division for Storytime and Recall. I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow.
This is the way we clean our teeth every night and morning. This is the way we brush our hair, brush our hair, brush our hair. This is the way we brush our hair every night and morning. This is the way we have our bath, have our bath, have our bath. This is the way we have our bath every night and morning.
day. Good evening, we had fun, we worked and played.
Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Goodbye now. Goodbye now. Goodbye, teachers. Goodbye, teachers. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. Goodbye now. Goodbye now.
That's it. We're finished for today. Join me again where we can have another fun-filled day of learning. Have a good afternoon, boys and girls, and stay safe.
Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Wash your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Wash your hands. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do. Grab some soap, do-do-do-do-do. Grab some soap. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Rub your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Rub your hands. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Rinse your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Rinse your hands. Dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Dry your hands, do-do-do-do-do. Dry your hands. What else can we do? Cover your sleeves, do-do-do-do-do. Cover your sleeves, do-do-do-do-do. Cover your sleeves, do-do-do-do-do. Cover your sleeves. Cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do. Cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do. Cup into your elbow, do-do-do-do-do. Cup into your elbow.